All right, guys, welcome back. Full disclosure, I still use Windows despite almost using 20 years of Linux, although not as much. I still enjoy using some Linux. But the reason why I haven't totally abandoned Windows is for controversies and stuff like this that it seems like in Linux it never ends. Each year there's something going on that has some kind of controversy that really doesn't apply to us Windows users. And this is the Wayland versus the Xorg X11 controversy. As you see here on this website, on this GitHub page, think twice before abandoning Xorg. Wayland breaks everything. I don't know if it breaks everything, but certainly a lot of people who use specific software in Linux simply cannot use Wayland. And if you have an NVIDIA graphics, well, you can't forget about Wayland from what you guys are telling me. And the main problem here, as Linus Torvalds said, who's considered the father of Linux, is the fragmentation in Linux. There is only one global Linux standard, and that's a Chromebook. There is no controversy with these things. They just work. But honestly, for some people like myself, Chromebooks are fantastic. Nothing breaks. I don't have to fix anything, but they're just not enough. So I was curious. Okay, we have X11, Xlibre, and now Wayland. Was there or is there an X12? Which would make sense. We have X11, and what's after 11 is a 12. So I did a quick search. Now, from what I understand, it doesn't, well, let me just read this. I don't think X12 really exists except as a concept. So it says here that X12 is a concept for a modernized X protocol. X12 is not an actual implemented and available display server. Although I wouldn't be surprised if somebody around the world is maybe working on this. Instead, it's a discussion point and a set of proposed requirements for what a successor to the X11 protocol would need, okay? Addressing X11 limitations. Well, okay, so X11 has been around a long time due to its age and design choices, and times have changed, and it's time for an upgrade. All right, a list of would do differently. The earliest origins of the X12 concept can be traced back on the Xorg wiki display listing of things that would be done differently if the core protocol were to be reworked. Why X11 never materialized, focused on Wayland. Many developers who previously worked on Xorg have shifted their efforts to Wayland, another display server protocol that has gained prominence as a potential. It's funny that it says as a potential. Not as a secured replacement for X11, but as a potential, which means, well, I'll let you guys figure that one out. Challenges of breaking backward compatibility. Creating an X12 that would replace X11 would face the significant hurdle of requiring applications to be rewritten or adapted to the new protocol. In summary, while the idea of an X12 as an X11 replacement exists, it remains a concept rather than a reality, and Wayland is the more actively developed alternative display server protocol in the Linux ecosystem. Notice it doesn't say as a full replacement, but as an alternative display server protocol. So what does this mean? Well, for Windows users, and that's who I primarily focus on this channel, Windows users thinking about Linux or have Linux now, if you want to avoid all the controversy, you need to stop using distributions, well, like this one here that's focused solely on the GNOME desktop, because it seems like distributions like this and Fedora who focus on GNOME are switching permanently to Wayland. And if you need specific software to work that doesn't work under Wayland, well, just don't use this. I would stick with something like maybe like Linux Mint. Or maybe you don't want to install anything and just want to stick with the Chromebook. Just plug it in, log in, and go, and that's it. If you are not a content creator like me, then maybe you don't need all this nonsense.